J.W. Stoker says he's absolutely thrilled about being inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame at the age of 83. Stoker is still as busy as ever as a trick rider and roper. He was taught how to rope and trick ride at the age of 9 by Pinky Barnes. A year later, he traveled with Clyde Miller's Wild West show. Stoker's sisters performed with him, and his parents worked for the show. But the start of World War II put everything on hold. Later, during the Korean War, Stoker worked with other entertainers in an army unit, and 20 years later, he would return to the Far East, joining Casey Tibbs' Wild West show in Japan. In his 70-plus year career, Stoker has performed at almost every major rodeo in the country, but his popularity has stretched well beyond the arena. He's traveled all over the globe, including Australia, Cuba, France, Venezuela, and Finland, and at times performed at more conventions than rodeos. Stoker's roping skills have also made their way to the silver screen with appearances in movies The Kansan and Bus Stop. But his greatest movie experience came as the double for Clint Eastwood's character in Bronco Billy. Stoker loved working with Eastwood and noted that Eastwood made you feel like you'd known him all your life. In fact, Eastwood let Stoker slip off the set for a few days to compete in a trick roping contest in Oklahoma City. They worked around his parts while he was gone, and as soon as he made it back to the set, Eastwood quickly inquired if Stoker had won. To this day, Stoker is surprised that he's still receiving royalty checks from a movie that he made 30 years ago. J.W. Stoker likes to credit his horses for much of the success he has received. He has a paint horse now that he wished he'd had 20 years ago, but his best horse was one named Pumpkin that he rode in the 1960s. When he was first called about his induction into the Hall of Fame, Stoker missed the call. He was out teaching members of the Cowgirl Chicks, a Texas-based trick riding group, the finer art of trick riding. It's obvious how much he loves what he does, and there's no question as to why he's one of the newest members of the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.